Hey guys, John Wooten here. Today we're going to talk about the 4-hour work week. What? That's so exciting. Okay, so skip 9 to 5, live anywhere, and join the new rich. Guys, this book, straight facts crazy. I've been doing a whole lot of stuff with like online marketing, building an online business for years and years and years now. And the biggest struggle I had till very, very recently is you can't open a Shopify store and you can't really accept credit cards until you're 18. And then I learned about this amazing thing called ClickFunnels, and oh my God, it's been so crazy ever since then. And I just turned 18 and tremendous growth. Awesome stuff. What Tim Ferriss talks about in the 4-hour workweek is developing an online business to create a passive income stream of revenue, or also just taking your existing business, taking your existing job, existing work, whatever it is you do, and then moving it away from this corporate America, moving it away from, living in these very, very high cost environments, and then transitioning into more international travel. Everyday expenses were significantly less for him, which is super, super cool. I'll get to that in just a minute, but I want to focus on the first part of what he talks about, which is freedom. And the freedom comes from the cash he generates through his online businesses. So what he'll do is he'll create a team, he'll build outsourcing materials, and he'll have everyone come together and focus on the strengths. Kind of like what I talk about in Principles, the last book review we did, right? He talks about having everyone come together and do their work so that he can just be this guy over on the side, all the way over there, that just kind of has to chill back, not worry about it, and he'll get his paycheck every month because the business works for him, not him working for the business. So taking yourself out of the equation and creating a system of business practices that are going to generate constant revenue over time, and using that as a way to fund your lifestyle, which we'll get to in just a minute. Another thing he talks about, though, is that not necessarily having to have your own business. So there are a lot of examples in this book where individuals are working in office jobs, or they're doing some other kind of normal work, and what they do is actually negotiate to work remote, to work out of their office, or work local. So what they'll do is they'll go to their boss and they'll negotiate and say, hey, I'm sick, let me try a couple days out of the office, and then once they do that, what's really interesting is the boss is like, okay, cool, you had your output, you had your work, it all went through, that's super cool stuff. I'm gonna actually let you go ahead and just do that for a couple weeks. They negotiate, and he talks more about how to actually negotiate an agreement where you can work from home, you can work remote, and then the instant you can work remote, what he shows you how to do is move into this new rich lifestyle, to move into this new sphere where you can live like a millionaire, even though you might not necessarily be one, which is super, super cool. He talks about having these mini retirements, these mini vacations, where instead of saving up for 60 plus 50 years to build that retirement, you just take 6 months vacations out of the year, and then he shows you how to do that through that new lifestyle, through which I'll get to in just a minute. But it was really, really cool because it's it challenges your beliefs and your questions about do you really have to work every single day, be in the office every single day? If you can lower your cost of living and keep that income coming in, maybe as a freelancer, maybe with an online business, maybe working remote, he shows that there are these insane possibilities. And that's the biggest part for that first half of the book, is expanding your mindset, expanding your beliefs, to show you that there are hundreds, thousands, millions of people that are doing this insane thing every day called the new rich, right? Where they just go and live wherever, and they work online, they work remotely, and they're able to do this as they have that income coming in passively. And then the rest of the book is about how to have that lifestyle, but the beginning part is establishing that income and having the freedom to build the income recurring and build a business, build any sort of online flow of revenue where you can walk away from your boss, you can walk away from your office and still have that income come in. And that's what the first half of this is about. It's really, really valuable. He gives some exact plans, some exact strategies, some exact techniques on how to turn your boss and wherever you're working or whatever you're doing into a freelance business, into a consistent way to profit, even if you're not necessarily going to the office every single day. And now you can take 4, 5, 6 month vacations where you're still working a little bit. Maybe you're working a couple hours a week. He has people in this book, they're not all working 4 hours a week. Tim doesn't even work 4 hours a week, but he shows you that this is possible and this is something that you can do. And that's huge because it expands your mindset. It shows you, it gives you that belief that dude, you could totally do this. Because people that are in this book, they could totally work 4 hours a week. They work 10, 15, 20 hours a week, or sometimes it's a lot more, right? But they do it more because they're passionate about what they do and they love what they do, which is awesome. Sort of kind of what I do, right? It's not necessary. You don't have to be here every day putting out videos for you guys, but I do it because I care. And I know that if 10% of the people that watch this video make the impulse to go buy this book, like this is one of those books, I do a lot of book reviews on here, but this is like one of those basic rudimentary starting ones, kind of like Think and Grow Rich, where like this book can literally change your entire life, because it opens up that mindset and that belief into the future where you're actually able to change your entire lifestyle by applying what's in here. So moving on to the lifestyle part of it, what he talks about is called vagabonding. That's one thing. He terms that in Tools of Titans, which is that other book review I did with that huge book. It's so great. I was actually talking to some other people that read it recently. Just a really, really good book. I'll link that one below, the Tools of Titans review, also by Tim Ferriss. Tremendous book. That one is amazing. So with living abroad, what he shows you is that like you can literally get private planes, you can go on these amazing jungle tours, you can get these 5-star hotels with wine and this tremendous experience for like a couple $100 US. Like he shows you that like it actually is super cheap to live in other countries, and that like you can totally do it, and you don't need to have as much income as you would need in the US to act like a millionaire as you need in these other countries, and you just find the safe ways to get there. You use planes and travels. He talks a lot about cheap travel, and then using that as a way to go to these places where the standard of living costs significantly less versus the US dollar, right? So you're able to leverage your money significantly more and live 10 times better for half the money. It's super powerful stuff. And then he shows, here are some examples of places he would go, things he would do. Here's how much they cost. Here's how much food was. He would literally go from country to country with like the clothes on his back and a little backpack with an extra pair of shorts or two. And he talks about exactly what to bring on these trips. Exactly, like that was everything he owned, right? Like the whole point of what he's doing is showing you that, you don't have to have these items, you don't have to be as materialistic with whatever it is you have. Like you can live with literally the only possessions he had were backpacks, and then at the same time he would maybe leave some clothes at a hotel in like a trunk or something, which is totally cool. Some great strategies on that end of how to like do that and to make it work so that when you travel, you're not always rushing to clean your clothes or whatever, which is totally cool stuff. And like leaving a trunk with where you go. And then also he talks about enabling that lifestyle, enabling that travel, not just based on going to these places where you can live cheaply and it literally costs, like a couple bucks a day to get, one of the best meals possible, one of the best hotels possible, one of the best travel experiences, vacation experiences possible every single day for months and months using that online income. He also presents these amazing resources about freelancers and getting individuals to work for you, like with virtual assistants, right? He has these tremendous resources in here that I plan to use myself. They're amazing. I never knew about them before, but he's opened my mind to them, right? So I think one of the firms he shares is called, it's called like Brick, Black, it's called, what's he call it? I don't remember what he calls it. He goes through a bunch, Brickwork. He talks about Brickwork. Brickwork, they've all these guys in India or China, India. Yeah, they're all like, and then you hire them and they're in a different time zone, right? So you can give them your work and then they'll actually like take what you want done and just like do it for you for like a couple dollars an hour. So you're able to significantly leverage your time. And another really big thing he talks about is working only a couple hours a week on the work that matters, so that since you're working less but you're still producing this massive income, right, your relative value is much more. So you might make $40,000 but you might only work 100 hours to do that, so it doesn't look too big, but then you consider like the amount of freedom you're getting in yourself, the amount of time value that you're giving yourself, the amount of enjoyment that you can get living anywhere and doing whatever you want. I mean, you can go on, these amazing riverboat cruises around the world, and how he was in Venice and how all these places he did all this amazing stuff for like a couple $100. And it was crazy, because it's like expand your mindset. It's like really that's like all you need to live on these places, and you can facilitate that by having a team that works together, through things like Brickwork, through other freelance agencies that he talks about, and some other really great virtual assistant stuff that he works on. But that was probably the biggest one, and using that as a way to build that online business, or to just facilitate the work that you do to a higher extent, to a better quality. to produce those results in the marketplace. And then, you know, to an extent, it's like kind of sitting back, chilling out, and saying, you know, I'm just gonna do, you know, my 4 hours or whatever it is, and you're gonna get the work done, and then you're gonna enjoy the rest of your time, which is interesting. It's really, really powerful stuff, because it frees you up. And he talks about, you know, checking email once a week for like an hour. Like, that's super cool, right? And then he gets his assistants to take care of the day-to-day stuff. He removes himself as a barrier from his businesses. He stops himself from being the most important person, and he brings this new perspective onto the work he's doing, so that instead of focusing on, you know, the day-to-day operations, he has people that work, people that do it. He trusts them. He puts confidence in his teammates. He remembers that they care, that they matter, that they know what they're doing. And then those are some really, really important principles for running your own company, running your own business, so that you're not the person working every single day going super, super hard. Like, you have the team to put together. You have the resources. You have the work going through. And it happens, you know, pretty much because of these large global teams that you put together to facilitate your lifestyle, you know, traveling wherever it is that you want to go, to create, you know, that really ideal new rich lifestyle that he talks about, which is super, super cool stuff. And then he breaks down sort of exactly how he went through the process and the things he did to really create what he's doing now, you know, going from working every day and just not liking it, to figuring out, you know, you don't have to actually make $1 million to live like a millionaire. You can go to these very, very cheap international companies. The trips are not expensive compared to first world, you know, cost of living, because you have this insane resource behind you, the internet, right? You can use it as a way to still bring value to yourself, still create the growth that you need in the marketplace, so that whatever you're doing, it's still actually a very, very high quality development. You're still creating a tremendous impact on the marketplace, but you're also much, much better able to enjoy your life and enjoy what you do, and have that free time to go out and just do whatever you want as the new rich. So there's some really, really, really powerful things in here. I can't wait to go out and apply them. I'm super, super excited. I started reading this book at like 10 one night because I stayed up past bedtime. It was a big mistake. And, you know, usually I can't really fall asleep after that, or it just depends. I ended up reading this book like in one sitting over the course of like probably 12 hours. And I went really deep into it, and I think you should too, because like this book seriously is one of those books that can really change your life if you take what you know from it and then learn about how to, you know, create that online business, or learn to take your work away from the office. I mean, it can move somewhere where it's significantly cheaper. I know a lot of people, you know, they work like a day a month. I know Kubera, a really cool guy, he's in the Philippines, I think. You know, he's big in the crypto space. He does all this trading, all this investing. And also, I think he does sales now, and he teaches English or something. Kubera is an awesome guy. He's really applying, you know, these principles. And same thing with so many other people that I've worked with, and I've seen them, you know, take this to that whole new level. They have this really insane freedom where like their business does their business. Their business makes their money for them on autopilot. And they're able to just do whatever they want and enjoy their lives. And that's so freaking cool. That's a big goal to get to. And it's, you know, it doesn't come instantly. You got to put the work in. But if you put in a very, very condensed period of work at the beginning, and use that as a fuel, as a propellant for like the rest of your life, you're going to be able to create some insane results by applying this in this book. And I got to say, like, it's super valuable stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys get this book. I'll leave a link below. You can grab it on Amazon. And like, seriously, this book, you gotta be ready for it, because it's shifted my mindset so much, and it'll give you the plans to fulfill. It'll give you the exact resources that you need to really get there, and take your income, your life, freedom to that next level, personal success and development. This one was a little bit longer. It was a little bit longer because, like, it matters. Like this book's crazy. Thank you guys so much. Hope you got some amazing value out of it. And have a tremendous day. See ya. Oh wait, there's another side on this pillow. Oh, dude, that's nice. I'm gonna get lint all over this suit. It's gonna be amazing. All right. 4-hour work week. Whoa, I dropped it.